Learners, I welcome you back to our last topic. So now our last topic is an ear. So an ear is an organ for maintaining balance and for hearing. Before we can talk about the functions of an ear as maintaining balance and hearing, I would like us to talk about the structure of an ear. What we need to know about an ear is that an ear is divided into three main parts. An ear has an outer ear, the middle ear, and the inner ear. So now I'll try to simplify the structure of an ear by talking about the parts that make up each and every part of an ear, the part that make up the outer ear, middle ear, and the inner ear. So now what we need to know about the outer ear, number one, is that the outer ear is air-filled, meaning that this part here, from here up until here, it's filled up with what? With air. So the outer ear is made up by the two parts. So the two parts that made up an outer ear are the pinna. The whole of this structure is referred to as the pinna. And then secondly, there is a canal here, which is called what? The auditory canal. And then coming to the middle ear, what we need to know about the middle ear is that the middle ear is also air-filled. So now this middle ear is made up of the three small bones. So the three small bones are called what? The ossicles. These bones are as small as a grain of rice. So now, apart from the three ossicles, the middle ear, it's made up of a window here, which is called the oval window. Below the oval window, there is another window which is called what? The round window. And then from there, the middle ear is made up of what? Of a tube that opens into the pharynx, which is called the eustachian tube. There is another big membrane here that divides or that separates the outer ear from the middle ear. But this membrane is part of what? Of the middle ear. It is called the tympanic membrane. And then when it comes to the inner ear, we need to know the parts that form the inner ear. The inner ear is formed by means of the three canals, which are at right angle to each other, and then they are called the semicircular canals. So now at their bases there are some swellings. So now the swellings which are found at the basis of the three semicircular canals, they are called the ampullae. Singular, it is called what? An ampulla. It is inside this ampulla where we do get the receptor for maintaining balance, which is called the crista. I will show you again the structure of the crista later on. When you go downwards, there are two swellings here, but here the two swellings, they are fused. They are the utriculus as well as the circulus. They also house the receptors for maintaining balance, which are called the maculae, plural. Singular, it's a macula. And then when you go downwards, there is a coiled structure here, which is called what? The cochlea. So now, the cochlea inside here houses the receptors for hearing. Okay, these receptors for hearing are called the hair cells of the organ of what? Of Corti. They are the ones that convert a sound stimulus into an impulse so that the impulse can be taken by the auditory nerve to the brain for hearing to take place. So now, let us now talk about the function of each and every part of an ear. Okay, let me start first with the outer what? The outer ear. I said the outer ear is divided or is made up of the pinna as well as the auditory canal. So the function of the pinna will be to do what? To collect the sound waves from the environment and then to direct them into the auditory canal. So the function of the auditory canal will be to take the sound waves to where? To the tympanic membrane. So now coming to the middle ear, I said we do have this tympanic membrane as part of the middle ear. So the function of the tympanic membrane is to vibrate. Mean that when it receives the sound waves from the auditory canal, this tympanic membrane vibrates. So now what causes the tympanic membrane to vibrate? It is this opening, which is called the eustachian tube. The eustachian tube equalizes the pressure on both sides of the tympanic membrane. When the pressure is equal, both here on the outer ear as well as here in the middle ear, then the tympanic membrane is able to vibrate. So now, resting on the tympanic membrane now, it is the first ossicle, which is called what? The hammer. So now, the function of the hammer is to take the vibrations from where? From the tympanic membrane to the middle ossicle, which is called the anvil. And then the function of the anvil will be to take the vibrations to the third ossicle that is resting upon the oval window, which is called the stirrup. The easiest way in which you can remember the order of the three bones is to use hairs. H stands for the hammer, A stands for the anvil, and then S stands for the stirrup. So now, the collective function of the three bones is that they amplify what? The vibrations. Okay, I said the stirrup is resting upon what? Upon the oval window. So now the function of the stirrup will be to pass the vibrations to where? To the oval window. What we need to know about the oval window is that the oval window is an opening which is covered by means of what? By means of the membrane. The membrane that covers the oval window is called the membrane of the oval window. So now, when this membrane of the oval window receives the vibrations, it passes the vibrations into where? Into this coil structure, which is called the cochlea.